All right. So what I want to talk today about is basically doing emails the power of doing emails out to people and warming up your list and basically responding and following up. So this is just not about email. This is about communicating, warming up relationships, and following up. And we have various services and tools that you can use to help you do that. And one of the reasons I'm using Mad Mimi for this versus a lot of other tools that are out there is because Mad Mimi is probably like more like an autofocus camera versus a high-end camera that has a lot of bells and whistles that you can do a lot of tricky things with, which there's drawbacks when you have more of an autofocus camera from a bells and whistles camera. But what I find is that the ability to simplify and duplicate when you can just drag and drop things and there's only a few features, you can get really clean, sharp looking pictures, if you will, or if you will, emails or templates in just a couple clicks, super simple. And also what I love about it is it's free if you have under 100 people in your list. So a new coach getting started is not paying anything for the service, which is great. So that's a super low barrier to entry. And then as soon as you go over 100 to 500, then it's just $10 a month. And then every time you go up, it's just $2 increments for 500 people, which is really cool. So price point, so low barrier to entry. And what does that mean when I say 500? As your list of people that you meet grows and you add people into your email database. The other thing about this is when you're sending out an email through your normal Gmail account or through like Office in Motion, and Take Shape for Life is working on the back scenes about making something like this a part of their system, but they don't quite have it yet. The problem with sending out emails that are larger than like 10 to 20 people is they highly get filtered, okay, big time, because they see you as kind of spamming people that maybe haven't opted in to receive that email. Does that make sense? And so you're thinking that they're seeing it, but they're really not, and you don't know that. And some of these people are just opting out and they're just not getting it because, you know, email is one of those things where people have pretty much tuned it out nowadays. Would you guys agree with that? Like it's just sometimes there's a lot of people who get so much stuff. A lot of people's inboxes and emails have 1,000 to 60,000 unanswered emails. And when I say 60,000 or more, if they're a business professional, they could have tens of thousands of emails in their inbox sitting there. Okay. So they're just not going to work with you. Well, so what does that mean? I want to know who is actually looking at the email, and I want to know who's actually opening the email, right? And there's a lot of services that do this. I'm just letting you know that I'm using Mad Mimi because Dr. Anderson has approved a lot of these templates that have been created for welcome letters and for nice to meet you and new coach emails and all these areas. And if you want more information on the details of all that and how to set it up, there is a gal named Jen at Intrinsic Branding who is David and Terry Miller's personal assistant. And she has approval now to do all the email templates and marketing. So the stuff I'm going to show you was all created by Jen. She did all the design. She just had me fill out this Google form. I put some photos in there. I put our contact information. And then she turned around and created our entire look, feel. Sorry, that's my nose and my mouth. But she created our branding, the Alex and Jill McMillan branding template for us. And how much was that? So we got our business cards, all of our email templates, all of the weekly newsletters, everything, the welcome new coach for $70. She created every single one of them for $70. And we didn't have to basically worry about that. She gave us a choice between 4 or 5 templates. So that took all the mystery out of us having to approve design because we approved the design prior, basically. And then that's it. And we just provided the content. And within 36 hours, we had everything up and running. And we had our first newsletters going out. I will tell you, like a lot of people, it took me over 2 months to start using the other autoresponder email that I was using because of the learning curve and me taking the time to sit down and try and learn how to use it. It also took my mentor coach probably an hour of time with me to have to teach me how to do it. and I was thinking, I'm going to try and plug more people into him and then to other people. It just was like, I felt like a bottleneck all the time. So now I can just say, call Jen at Intrinsic, or actually don't even call her. Click this link, look at these templates. If you like all these that you see, fill out her form, hit submit, and then she bills you in the rear. You don't even pay up front. You approve that you like it, you get everything, and she trusts it. Then if you like it, you're just going to click PayPal and submit the payment. Does that make sense? Now, she does my weekly newsletter for me, so where I don't have to basically come up with the content, fill it out, which I love that. And she does that, sends out a weekly one for $35 a month. Now, the beautiful part about that is if you like having a little more control over your newsletter, you don't have to pay that. Okay? If you've got the time and you're consistent, you don't have to pay that. But here's what I really love. I pay it because I want to be consistent, and sometimes I have the time, sometimes I don't. So when I have the time, which is really cool, she does the newsletter 1 week prior to it going out, and you see it pop up in your email that it's done, so you can go in there and customize it and add something else that you wanted to say or add, or some event. So like I'm getting ready to do a series of hikes for myself, and I thought, oh, how brilliant that I can now, for local clients, say, hey, if you're local, come hiking with me, and here's my hiking schedule, or whatever. Or, hey guys, want to let you know there's an event coming up. So I'm leaving her template, which are things that little blurbs that Dr. Anderson's written or other great top coaches have written. Great content. And guess what? These newsletters are not all take shape for life, buy 5-in-1 meals. They're just truly little bits on stop, challenge, choose, or little bits on this and that. So if you want to see this, it's on the Simple Systems document, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and share how you get this basically started.
Hey, Alex, do you know if they have a drip campaign that's part of Mad Mimi, or an autoresponding campaign?
Now that's okay. So Mad Mimi right now is not that. It's not a drip campaign. And you guys are, what the heck's a drip campaign?
Because I just looked on their site and it said something about drips, so they have something like that.
Oh, Mad Mimi, yeah, Mad Mimi can do a drip, yes. But what I'm going to stay focused on is not a drip campaign.
Got it, perfect.
But yes, Mad Mimi has the scalability to allow you to have autoresponder emails that come back automatically, or what's called a drip campaign, which is what Craig and I have going on too. So we'll talk about that in a whole other topic, where people get an email at a timed basis, maybe day 1, day 2, day 3, like the virtual support videos. Those are a drip campaign. All right. So there's some other fancy stuff, but for right now, this is just about your brand. This is about basically having a clean, professional look that's consistent across your business card, across your banners on your emails, across the content that you send. And people trust brands, okay, over just information. They start to go, oh my goodness, this is a professional. This looks and feels consistently. The fonts and the different colors are consistent. So if you can see the screen, we're talking about here going to what section here? 7-day notice, upcoming events, bio network. Let me see. Social media info. There we go. I think it's somewhere right around here.
You passed it, Alex. It was in kind of like newsletters and.
I passed it?
Yeah, go back up to Simple Systems at the top.
Oh, okay.
It said like emails, Mad Mimi, stuff like that. It actually said it in there.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So there we go. Newsletters, client. Thank you. Yep. So this Simple Systems is a tool we use if you're in a leadership role, executive director usually, or you're kind of starting to run a team of health coaches. We teach you how to use Simple Systems to find these documents. And you don't need to worry about it if you're not leading a team or you have a mentor who is. So here we go. So Jen at Intrinsic Branding, she's got all this basic here, and you can fill out this form here, and then from there, she lets you know the pricing is $25 if you want her to set up your newsletter template, your welcome email. Then it's $15 for each one additionally. And then she has a package bundle. Like I said, it's like $70 for her to do the entire setup of your entire brand, and then create everything. Our business cards are like super thick business cards, and we got 500 of these these are like 3 times the thickness of a normal business card. We got these for like $80, I think for 500, sent to our door within like 3 or 4 days, which was really nice. And she did all that. And then she even paid for it and then just billed me in the rear, which was cool. So anyway, what I want to show you. Here's a simple video to understand how to easily use Mad Mimi. There's a link there. Dr. Anderson took some time and enhanced these examples of a great follow-up email, examples of new client email, examples of weekly newsletter, all these different things. They've already basically put them here. So you can look at all this before you decide to go with it or not. If you need the link to the simple systems, I'm just going to go ahead and put it right here into the chat window here for you. And then last thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how simple it is to see who's viewed an email or not, and then we'll end with that. So here is, let's take it a second. In the chat, there's the link. You can highlight that and then do a Control-C or a Command-C to copy that in the Zoom chat window. You can't just do a right click usually or double click. You have to do like a Command-C or a Control-C, and that copies that link, and then you can basically paste it into your browser or whatnot, or you can just click it and open up another window. Okay, so let me just share with you my Mad Mimi. I save my Mad Mimi link on my navigation bar because I send out emails from this all the time. And I use this for sending out just an email to an individual person when it's related to Take Shape for Life, because I have most of these templates saved. Before I show you this basics, does anybody have any questions so far?
No, I don't have any questions. I was going to say something about it, but
go ahead.
Yeah, it's just as simple as you said. Literally, it took him like just a couple days to set it up. I already have mine up and going, and I actually took one of your emails that you sent me, Alex, copied all of it, made another email. It was like the what I promised to send you or something after you kind of meet with like a potential coach or whatever. And now I'm using that. And so if you have more stuff like that would be really vital, like either just email it to me, or I guess that's what you're going to show us. I'd like to have more of what you use.
Absolutely. Forgot how to type for a moment there, so pardon me, guys.
So, Alex, do you still use GetResponse or no? You stopped that.
I'm not using GetResponse right now. I'm just using this and the reason why I'm not using the GetResponse is because I'm just letting the Take Shape for Life virtual support videos be the first 30 days of what they get.
Oh, great.
And I'm just using Mad Mimi on this other side. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to be 100% duplicable to the system. That way, I want to teach something to a new coach that's going to get them, you know what I mean? And I don't want advanced coaches doing something different until it becomes approved, just because I want to have the support and corporate training. My time is so valuable that to teach new systems that are not part of what the Miller organization is doing, it really is not a good use of my time. You know what I mean? Or if my mentorship line is not supporting it or teaching it, what I want to focus on is developing great teams of people.
No, that's good. Technology. And there's no redundancy of them getting a GetResponse that says day 1, day 2, when they can just have the setup, the support videos.
That's right. Exactly. Okay. So I don't want to duplicate those efforts. Okay. So for those of you who are not technology like savvy and you are maybe a little challenged, like me, I'm not really technology challenged. I'm focus challenged. If I don't know how to do something, I don't want to give it the time and the intention to learn how to do it. So then my brain gets in the way. So here's how simple this is. You get these templates, right? And then if you look on the right-hand side, once you log in, your dashboard pops up. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you see all these templates that are already done for me, right? And I will be honest, I've now created 3 or 4 of these templates myself because I noticed that there was a few templates that were missing, like some layering ones. And what's nice is if your mentor coach has already created it, you could ask them, just like Israel says. I said, yeah, man, what I'll do is I'll just send you all my stuff. So I'll just show you how simple this is. So I created this interested in coaching template. Okay. And I'll just pull it up so you guys can see it. And this was super simple to create. This great looking email, this great looking template. And what I love about this is every single one of these email templates can be turned into a web page at one click of a button. Now that's brilliant, because what that allows me to do is to click down in here in the lower right hand corner and hit share. And then when I do that and I click that share button, you see I can now click this little URL and I can hit copy. Now I can go over to my Facebook page if I want to, which I do this now. I did this just the other night. And I can basically go in this post. Not that I'm going to post this one. I'm not actually going to live post, welcome to health coaching or interested in coaching. But if I wanted to post this welcome or some newsletter on here, I can hit Control V, and you guys might have a different Command V or whatever, or just right click paste. Okay, and it puts it into the Facebook. And long story short is now, as you see it pop up in Facebook, the link to my webpage just popped up and so I can make a post saying, hey guys, a lot of you guys were asking about my event that's coming up and wanted more details. Go to my page, and the email becomes the web page with all the links that are in it. I'm going to stop there and let anybody ask me a question about what I just said. And if that doesn't make sense to you, it's okay. It's just not where you're at in your business, and I'll teach it to you later. Any questions about that?
Well, little trick I'll share with you guys too that I learned is you can actually, after it comes up, delete the link, and then so it just has that, and you can write like, hey, check this out, instead of it having like this big old long link. You don't need to have it once it's already uploaded.
That's right. And so let's talk a little bit about basically how easy it is to send an email out and how to see things that people are looking. So let's just take a look here. I sent out a Jumpstart monthly team. No, not that one. Hold on. I sent out are you able to join me at 9 a.m. Online last week? So some of you guys might have got this. I don't have it. I don't have all my coaches on my list right now. But I sent out this, are you able to join me at 9 a.m. online? So the subject line was very mysterious, right? You see that? Very mysterious. Like people are like, what do you mean? Like what's going on at 9 a.m.? Like I want to check and see that. So you can see I sent 98 of these emails out to a particular targeted list of people that would be relevant for, right? These are potential coaches or clients that I think would be inspired, or health coaches. And 34 people viewed this email. I can click on the 34 that viewed it, right, to see who viewed it. And I can go, oh, look at that. Xandra, she viewed it 3 times, okay? 3 times. And right now she's not a coach. She's a client that's kind of been off the grid for a while. I can follow up with her. She looked at it 3 times. This other person looked at it 3 times. They're a coach. I know who they are. And some of these don't have names in them yet, just because I had the other people import my list, and I haven't yet assigned the name to them yet. When I add new people to the list, I put their first and last name so I know who it's talking about. But long story short is I can look. Israel blew this up. He was on this.
I don't know why I looked at it.
You were like going back to it, clicking around. You had 10 clicks on
great.
this thing, man. 10 touches where you looked at this. All right. But I can see, here's some people that, oh my goodness, Go Healthy 365, 15 times. This person is interested in this email, right? So I'm able to go, oh, this is a person right here that I need to follow up with. Jeff at American Underwriters, right? He viewed this 4 times, and you know what? He didn't attend the meeting. I can go, who was on? So I know I'm going to follow. Hey, Jeff, I sent you an email about my meeting. Hey, I was just wondering if you'd be interested in actually coming to one at a time that was better for you. And he'd be like, yeah, I was looking at your email. I was checking it out. Okay, I'm going to stop. Can you guys see the power of being able to see who's looking at your email and how many times they're actually clicking or touching it? A little bit of feedback would be great right now.
Yes.
Yeah. I set mine up, but I haven't like started using it. Mostly, I mean, this is like perfect timing for me because I haven't, like I'm about to pay them today. They just finished it, and I didn't even know what to do next. So, so I'm glad I got on here. It makes so much sense, and that's the same reason I did it, was just because I've been meaning to learn about the Get Response now probably for 6 months.
Yep.
First heard about it last year at convention.
Yep.
And still I have not done one thing with it, just because it was something I had to, I don't have a lot of free time. And that's exactly why I went ahead and said, you know what, it's like you said, duplicatable and it's easy and I'm done. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Now that's it. It's just taking the action, and it's real simple. Look, I even have this little report here that says who unsubscribed. So I'm able to go look and see this person, Ann Stone. She didn't want to be a part of this. So it's real simple. I click on her thing, and it's going to open up, an email, and I can go there and I can actually email Ann and just say, hey, Ann, I noticed I sent you an email that you unsubscribed from. Thank you for letting me know. Is there anything in particular that you would be more interested in hearing from me about? And I'm able to say, hey, and I'm actually, the funny thing is I think Ann Stone, I think I met her at an event where I was speaking at, and she put her name on a list. But I could be very cordial with her and say, hey, I always want to make sure I'm sending out relevant information. Is there something else that you were looking for, or that you were interested in receiving versus this kind of content? You know what I mean? And then she either gets back to me or not. If I don't hear back from her, I can say, okay, at this point in time, would you like me to take you off of my list? Or because I don't want people on my list that she obviously unsubscribed, but I also want to let people know I'm thinking about them and saying, hey, thank you for being there. Reach back out to me if there's ever a time in your life where you would like more support, right? So, yeah. So that's, I just wanted to let you know there's a simple system that you can use with email that you can view what's going on. You can have templates. When Jill and I send a welcome email, it's real simple. We hit this button, send, on here. We then send it to the individual person, or we can include an entire audience that we want to send it to. We have these different lists that we can create. And when I start typing the person's name, I'll just type in Robin, who's on this call with us. She pops up, and then I can go hit continue to send this to her. Do I want her to be able to put this on her Facebook or Twitter or Google or Pinterest? Not really, because this welcome letter is for a client. This is, Take Shape for Life client, so I really don't want them reposting this. But I would want them reposting my newsletter. Oh, actually, hold on. Is this a newsletter? This is a newsletter. So yes, I'm going to let her repost my newsletter if she wants to on all of her social media. So that will allow her to do that. And I can put, don't send this to people who have already received it. So maybe I forgot if I sent Robin this newsletter or not, and I don't want to double up on her email and have her unsubscribe because I'm sending her the same thing over and over, right? So then I'm going to hit send. That was like 4 clicks, guys, okay? And then it looks good. I'm going to send it. So now I'm hitting send, and it's going. And it gives me like a 10-second buffer that says, oops, do I want to undo this? Because you know how sometimes you hit send, and then you're like, you remembered something? It gives you like this 10-second grace period to send it or not. And it says it sent one, and it says that her email server has accepted it. Does that make sense? Which means I know her email is letting her see this and received it. If her email had not received it, it would call it a bounced email, that her status on her email is set up in such a way not to receive these types of emails. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then I could reach out to Robin and say, hey, Robin, you and I talked and you asked me to put you on my weekly newsletter. Or, hey, you and I met at an event. I thought you might like my newsletter. Would you? And then she could say yes or no. I could say, hey, could you add me into your contacts so my emails don't bounce for you, right? So those are the cool things of how to use this on the back end. And if you guys need more support with this, I'd be very happy to meet with you and talk with you about it. But for now, I just love to have a little discussion with any of you, just talking back and forth about what you think about being able to not only send beautiful looking emails out, but being able to see who's seeing them, knowing how to properly follow up, know how to basically get in relationships. So go ahead and please share.
Yeah, Alex, this is fantastic. I mean, it's just incredible that I'm not an entrepreneur, but this is going to move me towards a professional business instead of a hobby, which is what I want. And I want to support people behind me and give them something to look at that's professional and systematic. And it simplifies everything. So it looks like all those templates you have, the full packet for that is $35 a month. Is that right? If she's sending them, Jen?
Yeah. So basically the templates are $70 one time.
Okay.
And pay any monthly fee.
Okay.
The reason why I pay for $35 a month is because I want them to do my weekly newsletter for me and provide all the content and to make sure that it gets sent out to my list, because sometimes I'm busy and honestly, I'm not the kind of person who's consistent at sitting down and typing up a bunch of content.
Oh,
right?
That's totally me. Yeah, totally. I'm not that way. That's why when I heard you say it, kind of, you're paying for that professional consistency. That's worth it to me, because I struggle with that anyway. So it's very, very helpful.
And the other thing about that $35, and they haven't promised this, I'm just telling you what my experience has been. They have been very, very good. If I needed help with anything in regard to social media, or can you guys go in and change something or do something if I'm on the flyer and I'm going, she's like, got it. Don't worry about it. Take care of it for you. And these are simple things that I probably could do myself, but I'm just busy helping people. They haven't ever promised that they were going to do that kind of stuff, but I've said, hey, can you change our email or change the link on this to say this versus that?
Yeah.
They've been doing that for me. And I'm not saying they're going to do that for everybody, but she's just yes to everything.
Cool.
Diane Thompson, you had a question.
No, I don't have a question. I just wanted to reinforce everything you've been saying, because I've been using it now since you shared it with me. I don't even remember when. It really helps streamline things, I think, because now I can see, of all these people that I've talked to in the past, and they keep opening up the emails every week. You know who's showing some interest, and you can kind of streamline who you pick up the phone with and talk to and find out if there's anything that you can do to help support them in their health goals. So, and it's so simple. And the other, what was the other one that Craig taught us? Get response was so frustrating for me. With this, it's like in 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, you have a newsletter or whatever. Like, yes, I opened up yours yesterday 8 times. You probably saw that. Yeah. Because I was copying it and pasting it and creating my own, which was so simple. Yeah. So it's easy for people like me who aren't very computer literate. So, yeah, I think it's great.
Well, you know what Diane just said? I'm going to show you guys in 1 minute to 2 minutes how to create an entire Mad Mimi new email. This is how simple it is versus, and what Craig was teaching us before was the best that we knew about, right? And also on top of that, for an analytical person who wants super power over a lot of stuff, Get Response has a lot of cool, powerful things. This is more like an autofocus camera. So let me just share with you my screen, and I'll show you how quickly I created the invite for like the Jumpstart training. This is a little quick deal. All right, so here we are. We're on the dashboard, right? I go to compose for a new email, and it pulls up the compose page. Pulls it up faster when I'm not sharing it on Zoom. So I'm going to call this basically Fun Friday Team Meeting, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my banner template and I'm going to drag it in place, and there's my header. Just created it, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and go down here, and I'm going to add some copy with a picture on the right side. And what I'm going to do, instead of creating my own copy, I'm going to be really slick and be like, you know what? I know this guy named Alex, and he actually sent some really cool invite to me before with some copy in it already. So I'm going to go to my calendar because he invited me to this thing, and I'm going to pull up his copy, and I'm just going to copy that and steal it, right? And put it in mine and just change a few things. So the amount of time that this takes is not because of Mad Mimi.
That's exactly what I did. It took like 5 minutes.
Yeah. The amount of time that we're taking right now is not because of Mad Mimi. It's just because I got to go get this copy off of this other deal, and let me see.
You know what's great, Alex, is cool. I was telling a coach is this is the only business I know about where they encourage plagiarizing other people's stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Copy us, do what we do. You know, I love that so much that it's not, they want, you know, it's just this perfect cycle.
That's
I
right.
just think it's funny. I love it.
And that's actually scriptural, by the way, you know. Yeah. Someone started that a while back and said, do as I do, right?
Do as I do.
Praise God.
That's what I
talking
say.
about. Yeah. That's right. Follow the Lord. All right. Yeah. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you real quick that I go into this little Gmail, and here's this Friday Jumpstart thing, or this Friday Optimal Living thing, and this copy is in the invite, right? And I want to start sending to my own list, so I'm just going to go ahead and just copy all of this with a little Command C on a Mac or a Control C on a computer, or a right click, however you want to do it. And I'm going to go back to my Mad Mimi right here. Oops, got to move this little zoom icon out. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that in. Boom. And there's my copy. And there's this little picture template, because I chose a picture template to be with this one. I could have just chose text. And I'm going to go to some of my other posts that I've sent out to people with different pictures, and it saves them. And I'm going to put all these before and after transformations on the side so people can see that. Now, better yet, I don't want that. I'm going to hit delete. I don't want that one. And I'm going to go back over to here, and I'm going to swipe this out with more of a motivational quote. Just because I'm deciding to make a change, right? And I'll put a motivational quote there instead. I just want to show you how quickly you can change. And you know what? I would really like to have something here at the bottom with another photo. So I'm going to go ahead and add that template, and I'm going to put this one here in a bigger before and after photo. You know what?
This is so awesome.
Let's preview this to see what this looks like when it's actually live as a web page or as an email template. So I hit that little preview, and that's what it looks like. It's all ready to go. There's my links. There's my everything. And you know what? Let's go in fact, let's make this something I'm going to save because I like it. Done, saved. And I can hit continue. And now I can decide who do I want to send this to, right? So at that point in time, the email template has been saved. I think the most time I spent was going and finding the content I wanted to put in there, right? But actually doing it was basically 4 drag and drops.
So great.
It's done. It's ready to go. Dude. And let's just say that with this one here, I want to add individual, or I want to send my entire audience. This is something I want to invite everybody to. So I just go ahead and hit include. It's now going to send to everybody on my list. Now be careful. This is something, just a little side note. I wouldn't send this particular email to everybody because it's not relevant, whereas my newsletter is automatically sending to everybody. But this I would go through, and I would probably filter out who I want to send this one to, because this is an invite to a client, coach, team training, and I don't like to just put that out to people it's not relevant to. Stop. What do you guys think about what I just shared with you?
It's totally Linda proof.
It's amazing.
Super simple, right?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love stuff like that that's succinct and it creates everything for you. I'm sold.
Yep. And that's it.
Yeah.
So the monthly fee for Mad Mimi is $0, like I said before. And when you have a list of 0 to 100, then goes up to 10. You have to pick the 500 people, $10 a month, and then 1,000 people is like $12 a month, and it's so worth it. And I can go back to all my campaigns that I have, and I can pull them up. I have a nice to meet you letter, a health games. Now, they give you about 4 or 5 templates. As you can see, I've created probably about 5 additional templates. And you can always ask your mentor coach or get approval and ask me. Like I created a health games invite. I didn't want to just send a boring looking email. Jonah, what's that?
I was going to say, if you haven't already, will you basically I know for me, I would like more of all the stuff you've already done, so I can just copy and paste. Yeah. Do you mind adding or send it to me if you haven't already?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to do, just because how quickly you said, I just turned this invite to the health games into a website just now, into a page. It's not a website, but a page. Now watch this. I'm going to put this in the chat window. Boom. All of you guys have it now. You just click on that link in the chat window and you have my template. And how easy that would be to create your own is super simple, because you could just copy all that text, drop it into yours. So your next step, real simple. Your next step is to go onto the Simple Systems, use that link I gave you, go to the Jen file. She'll tell you everything she needs from you. You drag and drop a photo. You put your contact information. Within 2 days, she has all of it done. Make sure, for me personally, I chose one of her business card templates that matches my whole look and feel of my brand now. And I love it because it's all congruent. So other questions, comments, because we're a little bit over time.
Alex, my phone died, so I got back on. But the link, if I want to put it into my current email system, I know I saw on my health games, because I wanted to send that, just take my link, or am I taking your link? I'm sorry, I'm confused about that for the health challenge.
Oh yeah, I was just sending you my template. So you would obviously want to copy that content and then change your links to where you put your own invite link on there. However, since you're in my room, you're going to get them there. I don't get any super points or special points because they clicked that link versus you on this. So nobody gets any kind of brownie points or healthy points for clicking my link versus yours. It's all going to take them to the same spot. So you could use that template almost in its full integrity, minus changing your name where it says my name or whatnot.
Okay.
But I would eventually have you send that out through Mad Mimi versus through your own email because it's going to be much cleaner. And it's do you have an autoresponder type of email program, or are you doing it through Gmail or Google?
No, right now I have FitPro, and that's where my current client contacted me.
Okay.
So I didn't want to wait another 2 days as we talked.
There you go. Perfect.
And I know, and I just signed up for the other thing because I had already gotten the template.
Yep.
But if I send this thing out, right now my list is about 350 for my current clients.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue is some of these people have opted in. I actually don't know them. So I thought from a just a reaching out standpoint, if they jump into your room or my room, but I'm not 100%, we want to follow up and say, hey, I saw you joined. Is there a way to do that or no?
Well, yeah, the only way you would have to do that. And this is a little bit of a specific question, guys, but I'm going to answer this to the group because you're going to have specific questions. And I want to give you a philosophy of email sending that will totally serve you and serve your audience. Here's the rule. Never send anybody who's not qualified information. If you don't know that they want to hear from you or that this information is relevant to them, then don't ever send it. Okay? Because what you don't want is people opting out of wanting to be on your list. And number two, you don't want their brains opting out, even if they don't physically opt out of their list, that you don't want them seeing stuff from you to where after 2 or 3 times they go, this isn't relevant, and all of a sudden their brain just goes, her emails, his emails aren't relevant to me. Does that make sense? So here's how you do that. Here's how you make sure you're relevant. Whenever you're going to send somebody information, you send them out a warm-up email first. The warm-up says, hey guys, I'm going to be sending out some content for things that I think you're interested in. I'm really excited about it. But would you do me a favor? If you're not, would you just reply, not interested in this kind of content? Okay? And because I really want to keep relating to you. So this is a list that you haven't talked to a lot. Like if it's a group of people that you haven't really been in relationship, just say, I really care about my relationships and that you're getting relevant stuff. So just say, would you just send me a quick reply, in that case. And then from there, you can start warming up that list. And if you do send an email like this template out to a list, I'd probably open up the header with something like, I'm super excited about this. Do let me know if you're interested. You're going to see an invite link to this challenge that's going on. If for whatever reason you are looking for other types of content from me, would you let me know what that is? Right? And this is for, again, a list that you're not sure about them. I, on the other hand, have a list that I know I've created these lists of people that I know are looking for this type of content from me. Then what I do is I have them on my email set as a my super responsive list. These are my people. There's about 110, 120 people that are like all in to everything I'm sending them right now, right? That's like my all in list. And then I have my whole audience. This was like thousands of contacts that are broken into other lists or my all list. Okay? So whenever you send to your everyone list, make sure that you are letting them know that, hey guys, I thought you'd be excited about this. Let me know if you're looking for different content or whatnot. Go ahead and read and let your life change, or however you want to inspire them. Cool. Any other questions?
So Alex, just to clarify, oh, sorry, was someone going to say something?
Go for it, you.
No. Okay, it could be as simple as throwing in a sentence like that into a regular email, so that people almost like they're giving the integrity of choosing if, you know, you're being respectful. So it's just kind of a sentence that you're adding almost of, hey, will you let me know if this is not relevant to you? You know, and
that's if I don't know this person. Yeah. So if I have somebody I'm sending on a list that I don't know, or because some people have really convoluted emails. So this isn't going to be, what I'm saying isn't relevant for all of you. Like Robin probably has a lot of people in her database that she really doesn't even know how they really got there. Just like, because she's a business professional entrepreneur meeting a ton of people constantly, you know?
Yep.
So when you're sending out like that, you need to qualify. However, if these are clients of yours or prospects or friends, then they're kind of looking for stuff from you. You just got to make sure that you're not sending them too much stuff that's not relevant. That's all.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Good deal. Well, I have another meeting that a friend that I'm talking to, health coach Carlos. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. I'm glad I jumped in on this because it's helpful.
Yeah. We're talking about sending out email and getting all that going. So those of you who have additional questions about this, Rachel and Jen at the Intrinsic Branding, based on that link I sent you, are going to help you guys out. They are your go-to, and I'll be your go-to for specific tactics and how to customize an email with the wording or all that. But let's just take action. And if you're stuck because of a lack of skill, then just call and let's get an appointment so we can go through and get you into action. This is a skill that is worth taking the time to get good at.
Thanks, Alex.
You got it. You're welcome.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for letting me cross-pollinate.
Super pleasure. Absolutely. Tell Craig, though, so he knows everything that's going on.
I will. I'll confer with him.
Good deal.
Thank